Hey everyone, Paul again from Total Wealth Symposium, and I'm here with Gary.
Hey Paul.
Gary is a Inner Circle member, Total Wealth Fellowship.
Yes, a lifetime member, yep.
Lifetime member, and came up to me, had some amazing stories about his background, his experience with some of my services, what amount of money you've made, but most fascinating to me, truthfully, was all the incredible background that you have in finance.
Very true, Paul.
Just tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us about your journey with Profits Unlimited or any other services that you've had.
Well, I got introduced to Paul about four or 5 years ago, and it was interesting because I've been in the Wall Street arena for about 27 years of my life.
Right.
And I thought I knew it all. I thought I knew how to pick the stocks, and I was always picking a few good ones, and I've always had those losers and didn't really know the fundamentals of some of those. I didn't do the homework I needed to do. And I came across Paul, it was actually a periodical that was sent to me. And I looked at 3 of his stocks and I bought those 3 stocks.
Do you remember which ones?
FMI.
Foundation Medicine.
STM.
ST Microelectronics.
TSM.
Okay, Taiwan Semiconductor.
CY.
Cypress Semiconductor.
Well,
you like the semis.
My gosh. Well, I think what really turned me on to Paul was his biomedical background.
Oh, the biotechnology.
And that's what you did with the hedge funds.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I've covered biotech. Yeah.
You know, so I bought a few of them as well. And I got to tell you, the amount of money I had made off those 4 or 5 purchases made me a believer in you. And I think you did all the hard work, all the investigative reporting. But I think the most important thing with Paul was when a stock does go a little south, he rest assures that everything is still fine with the company.
Or I come on and say, hey, I messed up, I made a mistake, and we're going to get out. I know it's a painful loss, but
or better yet, stay in.
That's right.
There's nothing wrong with it.
That's right.
And that happened to FMI a few times.
That's right.
Where it dropped significantly and it eventually got taken over.
And just for everyone knows, Foundation Medicine eventually was taken over and readers made, at least from the price we recorded, over 500%. And
That's
it was
correct.
about 14 months, something
That's
like
correct,
that. Yeah.
correct. So what I did was I realized I needed all his services. I need to have his mind in my office at home. And I think with his videos, his updates, the texts, the convenience of it all.
Right.
Now I was invited down to the symposium for the last 4 years, and I still wasn't so sure. Well, it's the best thing I ever did was come down here and meet so many fascinating people that are of all types of industries.
That's right.
And all parts of life. And it amazes me that a majority of the people that I spoke to, and the reason why they're down here is because of Paul Mampilly. And I want to thank you for that.
Thank you. And tell folks a little bit about what you did on Wall Street.
Well,
I was intrigued by your background, floor trader on the New York Stock Exchange.
Yes, I was.
Right?
I was a specialist trader on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange.
Can you reveal which stock you were a specialist on, or were there a few?
No, there was a few, and a few of them were taken over, like Syntex and Jefferson Pilot. I traded Roman Haas.
Berkshire Hathaway bought Jefferson Pilot.
That's correct.
Right, yeah.
And what a great insurance company that was. I had about 8 or 9 stocks that I traded. I traded those consistently for over a 15-year period.
Okay.
I was a floor trader from I was a assistant and then a full-out broker in 92, but I started in 81 my career. And of course, automation came in and pretty much took away the floor.
Disruptification came in pretty early into that sector.
So when I left in 2007, I said, okay, now how do I take the money that I earned all those years and try to maximize my profits?
Right.
And I got to tell you, it was very difficult. I ended up going into real estate, but trying to get into investments that I didn't have that angst, that immediate, I need to sell it, the emotions.
Right.
Well, I got to tell you something. Paul has taken the emotion out of the game. And the reason for that is his self-assurance, his honesty. And believe me, when did I meet you for the first time? 2 days ago?
2 days ago.
So I feel like he's been in my home office for the last 4.5 years because he's that sincere. And I want to thank you. I really do.
Thank you.
It's made my life so much easier.
Thank you so much, Gary. I really, really appreciate it. Would you like to tell readers, like, how much like money have you made? Have you tripled your money? Have you quintupled your money?
Well,
have you 10x'd it?
Now, it really comes out to, if you have $100 and you make 100%,
right,
you made $100.
Right.
Well, I'm playing with 7 figures.
Woo.
And
yeah,
I've easily doubled that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Oh, and you also mentioned that you have worked with Treasury Secretaries Hank Paulson, who sat next to you at Goldman Sachs.
Well, my old bosses were Paulson, was Corzine, the governor.
Yeah, John Corzine.
So
Hank
of course,
Paulson.
I started with a company called.
What about, you also mentioned Gary Mnuchin, the current Treasury?
No, I've never met him.
Okay, but there was somebody else you mentioned too.
It was. It was quite a few.
Yeah, okay.
But I started my career back in 1981 with a company called Rob Peck McCooey.
Okay.
And there were about 62 specialist firms back then.
Okay.
Where now there's only 3, I think 3 or 4.
Oh yeah, they've been wiped out.
There was 5,000 people on the floor, now there's 200.
Right.
But my biggest coup was I became a limited partner with a company called Foster Marks and Tolling and Saffer, who eventually got taken over by Spearleys and Kellogg.
Oh yeah, I know them.
So with Peter and Harvey Silverman, they gave me the opportunity to really excel and become a really good floor trader. And then of course Goldman came around and saw our numbers and took us over in 2000.
Right.
So that was where my career was, and this is probably something that I'll divulge. I started out as a school teacher.
Wow.
So I was a school teacher back in 1980, and back then they started me at $8,900 a year with benefits. And to live in New Jersey at that kind of salary, so my Wall Street career was more learning, more education, understanding, having smarter people around you. I was a good manager because all the people that were around me were smarter.
Gotcha.
And that's why you're smarter than I am. And you're around me, which excels what I'm about. And that's pretty much, I'm so happy to have met you. Because I got to tell you, I've bought many periodicals in the past, and everyone has preached we can turn your investments into 4, 5, 6, 700%, and it never materialized. Well, guess what? With you, it materialized. So on that alone, I'm a lifer. I'll be with you forever.
Thank you.
I may move into your home because I want to pick your brain.
Gary, thank you so much for doing this and for your story, and I appreciate it so much.
And if anyone hasn't had a chance, I think your periodical, your yearly is what, $65?
Like $49 usually.
It's well worth
or
buying.
$79
Yes.
or $99.
It's well worth buying.
Yeah, Profits Unlimited. That's the base publication.
Yes.
That most people start with, like Gary starts with.
That's what I started with.
Right.
And then I went to Extreme Fortunes, Unlimited.
Extreme Fortunes, True Momentum.
Yeah, True
$10
Momentum.
million portfolio.
Yep. They're all fantastic. Probably 90% of my stocks are Paul's recommendations. And I can't thank you enough, Paul.
Thank you. So this is Paul and Gary signing off from Total Wealth Symposium.